I'm Tierce Green from 33 The Series, and this is part 1 of 3, explaining what it is and how to use it. I'll talk about the content in this part, then the context or the best environment to experience it in part 2. Finally, in part 3, I'll cover the goal of using these resources to help men connect in authentic community and accountability. Now, let's take a look at the content. 33 is a journey to authentic manhood as modeled by Jesus in his 33 years on earth. It features timeless truths that are presented by a diverse teaching team with engaging roundtable discussions and exclusive interviews with experts. There are also moving personal stories, documentaries, and other creative elements. 33 is impacting men around the world in churches, homes, and businesses, marketplace environments and locker rooms, military bases, correctional facilities, and recovery centers. 33 The Series is comprised of 6 volumes with 6 sessions in each volume. The main content of each session is presented by a team in about 30 minutes, followed by an opportunity for discussion. I'm on the teaching team with Brian Carter and John Bryson. Now, let's look at an overview of the content. Volume 1 is called A Man and His Design. This volume helps men navigate current manhood realities that have created cultural confusion. It reveals God's design for men with a clear definition and compelling vision of authentic manhood. Volume 2 is A Man and His Story. Every man must come to grips with the defining moments that have shaped his unique story. Well, this volume helps us understand and deal responsibly with our past to enjoy God's best for our future. Volume 3 is called A Man and His Traps, and it equips men to go below the surface and attack the idols that distract them from the truth and power of the gospel. It identifies what we call the 3 deep idols of our heart: control, significance, and comfort. And it presents a battle plan that goes beyond behavior modification to transformation. Volume 4 is A Man and His Work. It provides a biblical blueprint for work with some key essentials to help men live it out and move past the conventional perspective that can lead to dead ends and frustration. It provides a higher view of truth, passion, and purpose that is satisfying and meaningful. Volume 5, A Man and His Marriage. Some marriages are filled with more conflict than joy and more numbness than excitement. Well, this volume offers an inspiring picture of God's plan for marriage that will change everything if you feel stuck and encourage you if you're already thriving. Noted speaker and author Paul Tripp joins the 33 teaching team for A Man and His Marriage. Finally, Volume 6 is A Man and His Fatherhood. Fatherhood is one of the most important and influential roles a man could ever play. But being a good dad, well, that doesn't always come naturally. And this volume provides practical and proven principles to launch healthy sons and daughters into the world. Tim Kimmel, along with other authors and experts, joined the 33 teaching team for A Man and His Fatherhood. I think 33 The Series is kind of like a tool chest of precision tools to help us become the men God designed us to be. But like all power tools, we need to know how to use them. Here are some things that will help you get the best results from these tools. First of all, it's always best to start with Volume 1, A Man and His Design, and then work through the series. However, each volume stands alone, so a man can jump in at any point. You could also pick a volume for a targeted purpose. For instance, in a workplace environment, you could use Volume 4, A Man and His Work. If there's an acute need for help with marriage or parenting, well, you could use Volume 5, A Man and His Marriage, or Volume 6, A Man and His Father. If addictive behaviors like control, materialism, pornography, or workaholism need to be addressed, you could jump right in to Volume 3, A Man and His Traps. But working through the series, starting with Volume 1, is always best. Here's the second thing. Every man needs to have the training guide that accompanies each volume to maximize his experience. That's because there are over 100 pages of supplemental resources in each training guide. There are outlines to take notes as you watch the sessions, and these outlines are in a fill-in-the-blank format. There's an answer key in the back in case you miss a blank. There are also spaces at the end of each session to write down what we call strategic moves, or personal applications from what you're learning. And there's a page at the end of each volume to synthesize your strategic moves into a personal action plan. You'll also find articles, diagrams, and special features to support the main content of the sessions. And there are lists of recommended books and additional scriptures related to each session. Now, here's the thing. You can watch the sessions without a training guide, but it will be a less than experience. Every man needs his own training guide for each volume of 33 to get the most out of his journey. So, plan ahead and order the guides for your group in time for the first session. Here's a third thing about these tools. You need the session videos for each volume, and there are 3 options to get them. Now, that's an overview of the content and a description of the resources or the tools you need. Next up, in part 2 of 33, what it is and how to use it, we'll look at creating the best context or environment to promote good conversations about these principles of authentic manhood.